when it comes to Our Son, it presents a shift in Billy Porter's career from being the loudest in the room due to his booming voice to being the most notable due to his performance. To summarize the film, Gabriel and Nikki have been together for 13 years, and together they share an 8-year-old named Owen. Unfortunately, while Owen has been a blessing mainly for Gabriel, it might have also been what started Gabriel to think that maybe this is the end of his marriage. For with Gabriel putting his acting career on pause, for Owen and also Nick barely pursuing a relationship with Owen, unlike a lot of couples, they didn't find and share love through Owen, but rather Gabriel gave all his love to Owen and Nick withdrew from them both, and thus the marriage became a bit loveless, which makes Gabriel's difficult decision to consider divorce major in something that devastates their friend group and becomes a rather nasty affair in time. When it comes to Our Son's content, there's cussing throughout, drinking, and also multiple sex scenes where you'll see people's bare asses. So in terms of the review, the first highlight has to be Billy Porter giving us something different. And the reason that is the first thing we have to mention is because Billy Porter's rebirth as an actor outside of Broadway has been from him being bold, loud, and I would even say the poster child for older queer men, especially men of color. But in Our Son, he's allowed to produce the same level of passion that has gotten him to this place without having to be a comedic character in the process. For instead, as Gabriel, we get to see Porter consistently soft, complicated, and also someone's partner without the complication of him being in some type of life-threatening or even oppressed situation. Instead, we get a change of pace that allows you to see that Porter is a trained actor, and we get to also see him beyond what Ryan Murphy has provided us when it comes to him when we saw Pose as him being Pray Tell, or else his role in American Horror Story. I'd even liken Gabriel to the kind of role an actor takes on when they have nothing to prove anymore and don't need to make a name for themselves, but rather they want people to understand there's so much more to them than the character, or even characters that made them famous. The second highlight for us is the recognition that the divorce proceedings are different when it comes to Gabriel and Nikki, and what is lost because of what they both established as individuals and also as a couple. And let me begin by saying, divorce is a touchy subject, but at the same time it's well tread. So in many ways, it's like you recognize there's always going to be one parent who is more of a caregiver than the other, alongside one side thinking things are all right or could be fixed, when the other would rather end things than go to a dump hoping to find possibly something that doesn't work anymore. But what makes the story of Gabriel and Nikki different isn't just the fact that they're a gay couple who have a son, but also because they include the whole issue of them both having this found family that now has to reconcile with two of the members rather, who are part of the family now dissolving their relationship. And as anyone who's familiar with the term found families know, or chosen families rather, within the gay community, this isn't a simple thing to find or curate. These people who have been with you through the toughest times when it comes to either coming out and maybe getting rejected by your birth family, who helped you potentially when you was homeless and stuff like that. And no, it's not always in trauma that you find your chosen families, but oftentimes it is through the rejection of your actual family that you decide you need to make a chosen family, and it becomes something so beyond just regular friendship that it's hard to explain unless either A, you've read or take note of a lot of LGBT media which talks about it, or else you experienced it. Either way, the way that's depicted in this film, I say, trumps even the whole complication of Nikki being Owen's biological father compared to Gabriel, who is his main caretaker. And honestly, it just gives you a different depiction of divorce that allows this film to really have something to say and not just be another divorce film, just now with gay men. So when it comes to on-offense topics, one of the issues you may have with Our Son is that the pacing and the fat it has, it can be a bit much and it makes the movie feel very long. I mean, the movie is an hour and 44 minutes, but because the film wants to really establish what Gabriel is potentially breaking up by exploring the various members of the chosen family that he and Gabriel have, it becomes a lot. And then when you add in meeting Gabriel's family as individuals, his mom specifically, and then you have Nikki's family, which includes his mom, his father, his sister, his nieces and nephews. After a certain point, it's like, do we really need to know all these people to understand how big of a deal it is that Gabriel is breaking up this relationship? And don't get me wrong, a lot of their family members and the people in the chosen family are recognizable faces, so it's nice to see Felicia Rashad and others in the film. But ultimately, it makes it so the more fat added to the film doesn't necessarily give it more flavor, it just makes it more exhausting to sit through and get through. Overall, Our Son is a notable film for Billy Porter's career and the expansion of stories featuring predominantly gay characters. But at times it feels a bit overstuffed, and that slows down the pacing and makes this feel longer than it needs to be. As for content, when it comes to Our Son, there's cussing throughout, bear sex, bear sex,